Now, today's political news, I've got to say, has been dominated by the behaviour of politicians, their alcohol intake. This all comes after the Barnaby Joyce saga, that vision of him in Canberra, and then Nationals Deputy Leader Perrin Davey also appearing to be a little tired and emotional during a Senate hearing. I know Zali Steggall is very perturbed by this. She's been all over Sky News talking about it. Do we need to change the culture of Canberra? Do we need breathalyzers, drinking bans? Alex, does Parliament have a drinking problem?
Yeah, look, I don't think it does, Rita. I don't see any signs of that. I mean, occasionally people are trapped in the building for long periods of time and they will socialise. But on the whole, I don't really see any great need for this. I mean, at the end of the day, it's obviously not a good look having, people in the condition that Barnaby was. But he's quite right. I mean, it wouldn't be nice if someone had come to his assistance rather than take the opportunity. As for Parliament House, look, the reality is, they're long hours in that building. People are stuck in that building for long periods of time, sometimes until early hours of the morning. I think people do occasionally drop around to an office for a drink. I would hate to see that stamped out because there is a significant need for a collegiate approach to politics. I think we're actually missing a lot of that. I mean, there's part of me that thinks, frankly, and pull me up on it if you like, that the days of having a parliamentary bar, where people could go and mingle between parliamentary parties is a sad opportunity lost. So, look, we don't want to see more regulation placed in there. I don't see a problem. Maybe I'm just not getting invited to the parties. That's a very strong possibility, actually, I might say.
Yeah, you're too well behaved, Senator Antic. You're not going to get into the headlines with that sort of behaviour. Now, I've got to ask you about what's happening in the US. The political prosecutions against Trump could have all sorts of unintended consequences. Legal experts are warning that it could lead to a business exodus out of New York into places like Florida and Texas, because New York State has become a bit of a legal banana republic, if I could use that quote from a legal expert. It's astonishing when you look at this New York case, the fine that's been applied here, the whole premise of the case and some of the assumptions. I mean, Banana Republic is giving it too much credit. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's relentless, isn't it? I've seen President Trump speak to crowds online where he says, I know when I'm going up in the polls, I know when I'm getting another indictment because they go hand in hand. I mean, this tactic that they have put in place to try and lift every rock and find every possible thing that was done does not seem to be working as a starting point. The second limb to that is, you're right, the perverse outcomes are there. I mean, for example, take the issue of the case regarding presidential immunity in relation to the issue of the documents, for example. I mean, what does this mean for presidents of years gone by, presidents that may have ordered drone strikes on American citizens? There have been a few of those over the years as well. So I think, unfortunately, this desperation, this Trump derangement syndrome that has grasped and grappled with much of the left of politics in the United States may have far-reaching consequences. And, of course, people pulling up stumps from New York and moving again to Florida, we saw that during COVID as well, may just be one of these perverse outcomes.
Well, it couldn't happen to a nicer city, I tell you. Some of those Democrat heartland cities, they've got all sorts of self-inflicted issues, crime being one of them, and now these crazy legal cases that are quite clearly politically motivated. Senator Antic, thank you so much for your time this evening. Appreciate it.